Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lammy. I film about lifestyle, faith, love, and everything in between. And if you're an OG, a loyal gang, thanks for sticking around. How are you guys doing? Like, how are you doing? Honestly, because I feel like 2021 has just been a lot. How are you doing? Anyways, I sat down to start filming, and I have like 3 other things I could film about, but I just did not feel like filming about any of them. So I'm like, okay, so what are we going to film about? And this came up. So in this video, I'm going to be linking a story with some lessons I think we can get from it. I mean, that's what we do on this channel. Lifestyle, remember, faith, love, and all that good stuff. Anyways, if this sounds like something you've been interested in, then definitely keep on watching. So like I said, I wanted to continue, the old 20s series and everything. It's not like, I didn't even say it was a series, but I just wanted to continue something like that. And I just wasn't feeling it at the moment. We can continue next week. But right now, I'm going to be doing a short story time. I'm still going to do the proper story time someday, sometime. Definitely not now. I don't know when it will be. So, a friend of mine, a close friend of mine, and I were having a conversation Monday. Those very deep conversations, well, those moments where you get real with your friends, Sha. And I remember, I think it was hunger that led us to this conversation, honestly. So honestly, what led us to this conversation was hunger. Both of us were hungry, and is it hungry or hungry? I don't know. And none of us wanted to go out, right? And we just started talking, and one thing led to another. Okay, this my friend likes gists. So she's like, tell me something. And in my mind, I'm like, I think you already know everything about me. And she's like, you never. That's not even possible. You, that's And honestly, I feel like I'm very open and vulnerable. My friends don't think so, and I don't know why. But I feel like they know everything about me, but they think there's something they don't know. I really don't. I don't get it. So, I mean, I'm on track, guys. Remember, it's a story time, so enjoy it. Go and get a snack, get something, and sit down, enjoy. So, we started talking, and I'm like, okay, I think you know everything. Then she remembered something, that she knows the old story, but she didn't know the detail at that time, and she asked about it. And it got real. It got really real. So I told her some things, and she was like, yo, how did you move from that point to where you are now in the space of a year plus? So backstory, I did something that I knew I was not supposed to do, and I won't give details for now. So yeah, I did something I knew I was not supposed to do, and it was a messy situation. Well, not on the outside. Those battles you fight within, and nobody really knows what's up. So I was in, when they say you're in deep shit, I was in deep mess, and I didn't know how to get out of it for a long time. And when I finally got out of it, and it took time, but I finally did it. So she was asking that, how did you go from that point? I mean, when you stay, let me say something. The part of the scripture where, remember that when Abraham left Lot, he settled near Sodom. As that when he was going to go pick him, when Sodom and Gomorrah was about to be destroyed, he was in the midst of Sodom. So you see that situation where you're like, nah, I'm not exactly in it, I'm just around it. That's settling around Sodom, and it's just a matter of time. So she was like, if you were in this situation, and because you were there for a period of time, you kept going down the rabbit hole, right? Or the black hole, I don't know how it's called now. You kept going down the hole. So how did you get from this point to this point where you are now in the space of a year plus and all that good stuff? So now, to the lesson, right? And I would say that one of the things that helped me, scale through that period was vulnerability. Vulnerability, even before I got out of the situation, right? Because I feel like it was me being vulnerable. Now, I'm sure somewhere in this title, I'm going to put something like vulnerability with friends and vulnerability with God. That's what I have in my head right now. So, while in the situation, I honestly could not be vulnerable with my friends. And the truth is, I didn't even have the kind of friends I could tell the kind of thing. I think at that time, looking back, I don't think I had solid friendships at that time. Honestly, looking back, I don't think I had solid friendships. The friendships I had then were just starting. So, there was still here and there. So yeah, so back to the gist. So I feel like this gist it's all over the place, and I don't even know what part to pick it from because I'm trying to avoid details and all that. But I'm still going to say what is worth saying. And yeah, so what helped me at that point was vulnerability. Vulnerability first with God, because I feel like he was the one I told the most things. It was a period where I think that's the period I've cried the most in my entire life. Except maybe when I was a baby. I don't know how much I cried then, right? But it was a period where I cried the most in my entire life. I felt like at that period I was crying every single day because I desperately wanted to get out of the situation. I desperately wanted a way out. I desperately wanted that phase of my life, right, to end. I didn't know how to go about it, but I knew I had to put an end to it, right? And yeah, so I can't even call them prayer. I would literally just be crying. I'm saying, God, please help me. God, please help me. And I think that helped me through the situation. It gave me strength, right? Because it was a thing that, it was so clear that God didn't want me to be in that situation. It was really clear. It was just up to me now to get myself out of it, because I got myself into it in the first place. Right. So yeah, vulnerability with God. Now, I feel like at the time it was happening, if I had friends that I could be vulnerable with at the time until, I feel like it would have quickened the process. At the end of the day, when I was about to, get out of the situation, it was me talking to people I could be vulnerable with. Well, they were not friends at my level. They were older friends, right? And it was just, I think, one or two persons, right? One person and, another person who is my sibling. So it was basically just one person. That's necessarily that if I had people I quickly told, right, I could have gotten out of it faster than I did. But I didn't tell anyone for reasons best known to me. I didn't think anybody would understand me at the point I was in. So the situation lingered more than it should have. And yeah, just picking the lessons now, I'll just look back and say that you should have people you can talk to. Honestly, you should have people you can talk to. If you don't think your friends will understand, you should have a mentor you can communicate with. If you don't think, I was about to say parents, but the truth is, a lot of us are not comfortable talking with our parents, because before we even land, they have set the house on fire, right? So we'll rather not even talk, especially if it's something that we know that they are obviously against. We'll just not tell them anything, right? Just to be safe, just so they will not disown us. Because some things we have done, I don't say we are doing, but some things we have done are things that are worth disowning people over, right? On the extreme end, right? So some of us will not even want to talk to our parents. Yeah, so talking at that point, the thing is, the truth, what the people I talked to, do you know what they did to me? What they did to me is, I already knew what I had to do, right? I just needed push and support. That's all I needed. In fact, one of them was like, I know you know what to do. I know you're just telling me for maybe getting it off your chest. I know you know what to do. And that just gave me, some strength of, I know what to do and I can do it, right? I can do it. So now vulnerability with God now is that, I don't know how we see this thing or how we think about this thing, but honestly, where are you running to? Where? I don't want to know. If you don't tell God, who do you want to tell? I really just want to know. I might just got off. Like, who do you really, really want to tell if you don't tell God? So, like, vulnerability with God is a big part of my, Christian journey. Is a big part of my lifestyle. It's just a thing of, if I don't tell God in detail, who else can I tell with so much detail and so much explicitity? Like, with God, you can say that, honestly, I want to strangle somebody, but because I know that is a sin, and that they might arrest me because the person might die, I will not. But you need to thank God and thank you for holding me back. Like, I feel like it's only God you can be that open with and say that, honestly, this whole situation is trash. It's trash. It's trash. Like, if you're not vulnerable with God, who do you want to be vulnerable with? So if you're someone who is very, who is very rigid with God, or who is very conventional with God, and you just do, I don't know, like, gosh, for every relationship, right, there are things you can do in public, and there are things you can do in secret, right? Just like imagine husband and wife now. There are things they can do in public, and there are things they can do when they get to their secret place. Just like that, when you and God are in the secret place, you should go deeper in vulnerability. You should go deeper in, you should lay bare. That's another word that just explains it. Like, you should lay really bare, like, I'm here. After all that acting, let's have some real conversation, right? So yeah, I think that was what helped me. Vulnerability with God, vulnerability with people I could be vulnerable with. And yeah, have some faith in yourself, because honestly, a lot of times you know what you want to do. And you know what you should do, not what you want to do. Because sometimes in that sense, sometimes you used to make stupid decision. I'm just saying. But you know what you should do. And you just need a little push, a little encouragement, a little strength. And you know the truth, in the place of vulnerability, you get this strength in the secret place too. One of the things I prayed most about in that period of my life was, God, please help me. Help me, help me, help me. I really want to get out of it. Do you know, the situation weighed me down so bad and pushed me into the dark hole so much that I was praying, like, get me out of this situation or take my life. It was that bad. Like, I'm like, get me out of this situation, or let's just end it here. Let's just end it here. Another thing I think I prayed about, at that point I was literally bargaining with God. Get me out of this situation, or just know you have lost me. I know that's a very stupid prayer to pray, because I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm one of them that drop back onto perdition. So I'm not going anywhere. Like, there's nothing that can take me away from the love of God. Right? I'm sure when I was praying this kind of prayer, God would be like, oh yeah, don't let me know. Right? Because it was just, I don't know why my mic keeps removing. And I feel like something in my mind is telling me that I'm not going to post this video. I don't know why. Because I feel like it's not, I don't know. I just feel like it's not content enough. I know there are things to pick from. I know there are lessons, but something just tells me it's not content enough. Maybe having this conversation with a guest on here would bring it more to life, but there's no guests I can bring now at the moment. But let me just continue, just in case I eventually post it. So yeah, I was praying some very stupid prayers at that moment, bargaining with God of how about you just, if you don't get me out of this situation, just know you have lost me for life. And it's dumb. It's really dumb to pray such prayers. And I'm really glad I got out of the situation. So yeah, that, I'm now bringing it back now to present time. Having that conversation with my friend, I'll say that it was even vulnerability that brought me to the point of telling her how deep I went. Right? It was vulnerability that brought me to the point of telling her how deep I went, and she now being able to contrast it of that person and this person. There's like this wide gap, and how did you move from that place? Because in your vulnerability, honestly, people would receive strength, people will gain strength, people will learn so much in your vulnerability. And it takes strength to be vulnerable. It takes grace to be vulnerable. And that's something I really genuinely want to be vulnerable with my circle, my community, my friends. And honestly, I just feel like it helps me pass my message more than being the perfect person, perfect YouTuber, perfect content creator, perfect friend, perfect. Nah, I really just want to lay it bare. Of course, there are boundaries. Of course, there are details that you might want to withhold from certain people till you're very sure of their stand with you, right? But I feel like as much as you can, you should be vulnerable. Of course, wisdom is profitable to direct, to know who to tell what, but as much as you can, vulnerability is, I feel like I'm pro vulnerability, I'm preaching vulnerability at this point, but also wisdom tells you where to draw the line. Right now, I honestly don't know what you picked from this video, but I'm sure you picked something. So if you're currently in a situation where you really want to get out of it, I'd say look for someone to talk to. And if you think I am in a good place for you to talk to me, my Instagram link is in the description box. Also, you could send a mail, and I mean, if you want us to talk on phone, I could send you my number. I'd be glad, honestly, I'd be glad to help through, because I know how hard and how dark that period was for me. It was so weighty, and I was literally carrying the weight all around. And I'm glad I'm way past that now. So if you think I could be of help, I'd be glad. Also, if there's someone you can talk to around you, please make sure there are people of wisdom, and there are people who would not make light of the situation or turn it to a gist, right? Please just reach out to someone. And honestly, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It is true. Honestly, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Hope you guys got a value from this video. I'm very sure that one person or two has been blessed in one way or the other. Now, this is sounding like a sermon, but honestly, I just hope that you got value from this video. Please do share to anyone you think will find this video of value, your friend, your community, your status, your Instagram. You know, please, let's grow this community more, and let's increase, you know, and let other people get the value that you get from these videos. I mean, in the comment section of my last video, I'm like, yo, you guys, I mean, I love it when you guys drop multiple comments on one video. It just makes me feel like we are communicating. I love it when we have a full-blown conversation under the comment section alone. It gives me joy, honestly. And do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not, drop a comment, and yes, how are you doing? And yeah, please let me know what you got from this video. If there's somebody you love me to bring on the channel, let me know. If there's a YouTuber you'd like me to collaborate with, or if you yourself would like to be a guest on this channel, please do let me know. Reach out to me. My details are always in the description box below. I've come to the end of this video. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in my next one. Till then, bye guys.